All right, guys, you're welcome back again to today's episode of The Views from the Stand. And like I always say, I've got gladiators, and I'm very, very excited about that. I'm not talking about Russell Crowe's or Denzel Washington's Gladiator. We don't get to die on our sword or get cut off in the arena. We are the owners of the arena, and we get everybody's conversation for you. And there's so much to talk about today. Victor Osimhen cannot stop scoring, whether in the league or in Europa competition where Galatasaray battle against the second best of all the European teams. He is there scoring. And yesterday night, Tottenham Hotspur felt the sting of the beast born in Olusegun, even though originally from Edo State, born in Olusegun in Lagos, that have canvassed the world from Germany to Belgium, Lille in France, Charleroi in Belgium, Wolfsburg in Germany, and Napoli in Italy, where he won both the Golden Boot and the league title. Now he's on a mission to win both the Europa Cup and the league title in Turkey for Galatasaray. Will he achieve it? I don't know. Also on the show today, we'll talk about Joshua Zexi as a struggling, and we know that Ruben Amorim is the next man after this weekend. The next time Man United plays, Ruben Amorim will be on the bench. Are we looking forward to a Victor Gyökeres going to Manchester United? Because that's how it works. When you get new coaches, changes occur. There is also the talk at Liverpool that Trent Alexander-Arnold will go to Real Madrid. Mo Salah is not ready to renew his contract, and his contract is running out. Virgil van Dijk as well. There's talk of Mo Salah going to Saudi Arabia. Happened last summer, but he didn't go. And this time around, the talk is there. There's Virgil van Dijk. What would happen if they all run down their contract and decide to leave, probably in January or next summer? How would Liverpool adjust their team to still play as good as they are? And it's Love, the man who likes to come from behind, what has given us the doggy style, whatever style he's giving us, I really don't know. I've shown that he doesn't need new signings. He doesn't need special players to win, because he is the special one himself, not in Jose Mourinho format, but he's coming and is slotting very well. Back home in Nigeria, the stories are not as pleasant as you would expect. Yes, Austin Eguavoen is still at the ends of affair with the Super Eagles, the senior national team, and the Chan Eagles, himself and his assistants, Ogumodede and Fidelis Ilechukwu. But then there was talk on social media, allegedly, that the NFF president, Ibrahim Gusso, said that the NFF are in talk with Dangote, MTN, and a few others to, guarantee funding for the payment of a foreign coach. So we're wondering whether that is the right move to make. And we're also asking the question, should Ruben Amorim keep Robin Van Persie? All of these we're going to discuss on the show today. I've got Bobby Ukaigwe.
Robin Van Persie?
No, Ruud Van Nistelrooy, sorry, Ruud Van Nistelrooy. Why are you in a hurry? You save. They're not going to introduce you. You don't jump. Take the seat. Did Robin Van Persie not play for Man United? I beg, they're all Dutch people. They are the same. And I've got the ancestor himself, Chinaman Ikweri, China Achiruba. I like to call him Chinaman. Let me start with you, Bobby. Do you think that Osimhen should move this January if the offers come? Because we're hearing from some sources that there are offers on the ground. 4 top clubs are offering to stake him on this January, but he is staying to his commitment to Galatasaray. We know that these promises made in football are like a naked man making a promise to another naked woman. Not like the one in Equatorial Guinea, but a woman who believes the promise of a naked man will soon find out the reality when they are done with whatever transaction they want to do. Should he go, or should he wait till the summer and see what other offers are available on the table?
So, with coming to Osimhen, in the January transfer window, there will be suitors, but I think his suitors will be limited. Maybe two suitors max that will be ready to pay that 75 million euros to get him out to enact the break clause and get him out in the winter. But in the summer, I think he's going to have a wide range of options, because many clubs will be looking for strikers, from Chelsea to Arsenal to Liverpool to United, PSG, Bayern Munich, Newcastle, Barcelona, Tottenham Hotspur maybe, but he shouldn't go near that club. Maybe Madrid, maybe Juventus. So there will be a lot of options in general, and at least he would have made a statement, scored more goals, and he will be more attractive.
What if he gets
If I was
injured?
to, true. So those are the things he has to consider. He has to consider who is coming for him in January, one, because if Tottenham is coming for him in January and Newcastle is coming for him in January, he shouldn't go to those
Why would
clubs.
Osimhen go to failures?
Exactly, he shouldn't
Spurs
go.
bigger than those clubs right now.
Exactly. So most likely to be maybe Chelsea. If Chelsea are ready to pay what's needed, because I think Chelsea will be a perfect fit for him, then he should move. So it all depends on who is coming for him and if they are ready to pay. If they're ready to pay, okay. If not, wait till the summer. And in the summer, there will be loads of options for you to move to.
Let's go to the elders and seek words of wisdom. Chana Acheru, what would you advise Victor Osimhen? Maybe he's not in your good books right now. He's also not in my good books, but he's still our son. And there's a need, even though he says that nobody should give him advice because he get coconutted, but we're still going to play our role as elders.
Yeah, when the story says big clubs are coming for him in January, I'm wondering who are the big clubs coming for him in January. Liverpool, Man City,
Maybe.
Real Madrid, Barcelona. They're not coming for him in January. So I wonder which are the big clubs coming for him in January. I think he should run his contract. There was so much drama around him just a few months ago. Galatasaray was like a new lease of life for him. He's done about 3 months there. He's scoring goals. I think the more goals he scores, the more his value increases, the more his wage demand should increase and all of that. And for a club that accepted him when a lot of others didn't want him, I think he should run his contract. It's 1 year with them. That's 1 year with them. And like Bobby said in the summer, you have lots of options. I don't see any big club coming for him in January. I don't see any big club. Which is that big club coming for him? Is it top club in France? Is it top club in where? In Finland? The top club in where? Belgium? I don't see any big club coming for him in January. But in the summer, loads of them will come for him. Chelsea are doing well enough right now. They're scoring goals. They're doing well enough without him. Didn't they just score 8 yesterday? How many have they scored in the league? They're fourth on the table. They're not doing badly. So let him just run his 1 year and get whatever offer he can get in the summer.
He wins the league in Turkey, for instance, and hypothetically now, this is hypothesis, he wins the Europa Cup, and Gala says, whatever you want, we're putting it on the table. Would you advise him to stay?
No. But again, who am I to advise him? You see, there is about what do footballers want, a good career or the money. In my line of thinking, you go for the money after you've had the glorious career, like Cristiano Ronaldo, like Lionel Messi, like some other people. But at the age Victor is, the biggest club he has played for is Napoli. Not even the biggest club in Italy. Not even. But it depends on him. But if he was my younger brother or someone close to me, I would say go to a bigger club. There's a lot of time to make money. There's a lot of time to make money. Lots of time to make money. And of course, pray to have a career-ending injury. But not Galatasaray. That's not the club for him for the long term. It was a short-term project. Let him do the short term and leave.
Okay, so it's a quickie thing. It's not a marriage. Okay, I understand. I get you. I get
slot way.
It's a slot way. It's a slot way. Just slot it in. And talking about slot, we'll come to him later. But let's stay with Manchester United. It's too early to say that Joshua Zexi is a flop, is a failure, but it's not. He's not living to the expectation right now. He's not living up to the hype, the expected he will going to come in and start scoring the goals. It's just the same like Rashford and every other player, looking more like he's drifting towards the Anthony Martial, type right now. But eventually he might come good. But just in case he doesn't come good, you have Ruben Amorim coming in, who's worked with Victor Gyökeres, or Gyökeres, as the European commentators want to call him. Bobby, is there any news? Is there anything? Is feathers moving, or is anybody shaking a tail feather right now to say that might be the direction that Man United will go? Because every new coach wants to have one or two of their own players in a team, apart from any slots. So, what can we say?
So, in relation to Gyökeres, usually when a coach who is doing at a particular club is moving to another club, a lot of players from his former club are being linked to his new club. Yeah, there are links, there are talks in the papers, but ideally, I don't really believe them because He's going to be very expensive. His contract runs out in 2028. So that guy would be nothing less than 70 million pounds.
Whoa.
I don't see Man U spending 70 million pounds on a striker in the summer. In the summer. I don't think Man U will do that. And other than that, yes, when Amorim moved from Braga to Sporting Lisbon, he took his striker from Braga to Sporting Lisbon. So you can say that he will do the same now, though he said he wouldn't do it in January. But in relation to Xerxes, first of all, when Xerxes came, he never said he was a 9. He said he's a 9.5. More like...
What is a 9.5?
Yeah, he's more like a striker that facilitates players around him, maybe wingers, like a Firmino. Firmino was never a 9.
And he was scoring goals.
No,
Joshua Xerxes facilitating right now. He's an agent now. Okay, so he's a housing agent.
Joshua Xerxes,
the real estate agent now. Is he scoring now, or is he facilitating?
Joshua Xerxes, the problem is that he has come into a new league. He has to embed, he has to grow, he has to learn, he has to adapt. Firmino was not clinical when he just arrived. It took him time.
You must really be a Liverpool fan. You know, an indirect Liverpool fan.
No.
You don't know a lot about Liverpool.
Of course, you have to know a lot about your enemies. You have to know about them very well. You know how to tackle them. So coming to Xerxes.
Okay.
I think Xerxes will still have a role in the Amorim system, but that role might not be as a 9. That role will be I think it will be more likely as the inside forwards who play behind the striker, because in his 3-4-3 formation, when you have the 8 and the 6, in front of the 8 and the 6, you have 2 inside forwards who are usually number 10s, or it can be a number 10 and an inverted winger. So in that role, maybe it could be Ahmad on one side, Bruno on one side, and Xerxes. So I think Xerxes will still fit, but he might not. Amorim might not use him as a number 9. So
what happened to Rashford and Højlund?
No, Højlund will be the number 9.
Oh, okay.
Rashford cannot be the number 9. No way. Rashford might be among the inside forwards, but I don't think he will even thrive in that role. So we will still need to buy a striker. That is why there can be a possibility of Gyökeres, but I think it will be slim. But Gyökeres will not be coming to replace Xerxes, because Xerxes would most probably play behind the striker.
So let me worsen the conversation a bit, because the reason why you don't think that they will get a Xerxes, Gyökeres is money, right? Financial fair play. So Man United make it into the Champions League, more money comes in, they've earned more money. They go on to win the FA Cup and win the UEFA Europa Cup. That's enough money already. Besides, it is sweeter for body. Malu, it is sweeter for body.
It's fantasy. That's why they laugh.
Okay, so would they venture to a Victor Gyökeres? Do you have a team again that can support a Victor Gyökeres style of play?
That is another thing. That is what I'm saying. See, moves in the summer transfer window, we start from what happens in this maybe next 6 months, because Amorim comes in. A lot of these players might not fit his system, but I think he might try to adapt some players at least to get to the end of the season. At the end of the season, some players will leave, some players will come in. Gyökeres, I'm not even being carried away by Gyökeres. I think Højlund can do that role. Though Højlund he has some learning to do, but I think he can do that role.
Have you watched Victor Gyökeres? Have you watched him?
Yeah, I've watched him.
Listen, if you venture call Højlund and Gyökeres in the same talk again, I will off your video.
Wait, let me tell you something about Højlund. People don't
Nothing
know.
You won't tell me. He not play ball.
At the end of the season, Højlund was ranked, I think it's in the top 3 or top 4.
Who ranked him?
No, it is according to stats. With his goal conversion rate, he's in the top 4. Top 3,
and
top 4.
Man United ended 14.
The problem is that how many chances have they created for him? That is it. He doesn't get service. Chances are not being created for him. He hardly gets chances. Maybe in a game he might get 1, and that 1 he gets is a goal, or he gets 2 and scores 1. His conversion rate is very high.
To punch you now.
He hardly gets chances. Yeah, but I'm not comparing him and Gyökeres. They don't have the same. They're not the same. They have the same profile, but not the same status. He can play. He can deliver as a striker, but you have to create. The team has to play for him.
Let me go to Port Harcourt. There's something in the UK that's affecting you today. Maybe it's a flu. There's something that's affecting you. Let me go to China. In Port Harcourt, everything is fine right now. So let me go to China. China Trent Alexander-Arnold, Mo Salah, and Virgil van Dijk might likely leave Liverpool by the end of the season, or probably even in January. If Real Madrid are very desperate, they might get Trent Alexander-Arnold in January, and then the what's it called, domino effect starts. What is the backup plan? How would it affect Liverpool if these three major characters leave Liverpool? Leaders, goal scorers, goal creator.
If they don't get contracts signed by the end of this year, then they will be free to speak with whatever club is coming in January. And that will also mean that the club knows they will lose them in the summer and have 5 months or 6 months to prepare their replacements. It's as simple as that. The question is, why let them leave? I understand Salah, maybe VVD, but for a Trent Alexander-Arnold, why let him leave? But if they do leave, the club has enough time to get their replacements. It'll be sad, but players will come and go. But I think what remains supreme is the club. It will remind us of in the 90s when the club lost Stephen McManaman to Real Madrid. One of the most painful losses of the club. All the club management needed to do was renew his contract. The club would have made about £40 million for him in the 90s. But because his contract was not renewed, he left on a free transfer to Madrid. A few players have left on a free in the past few years from Liverpool, but none as big as these three, TAA, Salah, and Virgil van Dijk. Hope they don't leave. But if they don't get the contract signed in the next 5 weeks, or the next 7 weeks, then the club has 5 months to get replacements for them. And I trust the judgment of my club. I do.
I say confidence. I wish as an Arsenal fan, I could speak like that, but honestly, I don't. China, I'm going to stay with you on this one. There's rumor speculating the story, allegedly, whether it's true or not, I don't know. But the story is all over the place. That the NFF, or through his president, allegedly, is talking to Dangote Group, MTN, and a few other companies to, sign up a deal that will enable them to pay for a foreign coach. So my question comes in a lot of ways. At this stage, should we still be looking for a foreign coach, or should we sit down and say, you know what, we can do it with proper support for Iguavon and his backroom staff. Let's get on with it. And this idea of Dangote or whoever, we've been to this road before. I tell you, we've also tried to fix the National Stadium in Abuja with the Dangote Alliance. It did not work. Some implications, people are asking, why am I complaining? Some implication is that when you sign up this deal, it now means that these companies will have access to the national team dressing room at any time. We saw that happen with Amaju. Because these companies have signed, there's nothing you can do. NFF, on the other hand, have a sickness. They sign contracts with brands. They do not get the activations done, the KPIs that are required for those engagement to be done. They don't get it done. It's just like stealing by trick. They deceive you to sign, they collect your money, and they don't deliver. We've seen different. If you've discussed with any company that have done business with the NFF, that is the consistent complaint. So now I'm asking, is this a good move, or they should go through the route of, yes, we have a national kit sponsor, let us renegotiate and see if we can get more money and pay our coach by ourselves. That controls our autonomy. Or terminate this contract and get another new kit company that would, pay this bill instead of bringing in this. Because I don't know what capacity they will fall in. National team sponsors or salary payers of a national team coach. What's the real thing? How does that work? Okay, I'm not saying that we must be doing everything that other people do, but how does it even work in the first place?
It's simple. If Dangote, for example, produces cement or produces petrol or whatever it produces, it comes in as an NFF sponsor, and whatever money is paid for the sponsorship is what will be used to pay the national team coach. Simple. It can always be channeled. So there's always a name for it. But the more interesting question should be, why are we looking for a foreign coach at this time? I had that talk with a friend of mine just last week, and I said, there seems to be silence in the land because Iguavon has come in, he has won 3 games and drawn 1, and he will qualify for the AFCON. When he qualifies for the AFCON next week, we'll now begin to focus on March when the World Cup qualifiers begin. And I've kept quiet to come up to say, This is the real deal. He cannot do it. We need somebody else. And the quest for a foreign coach comes. Now, I don't think it's a rumor, because NFF paid a visit to the House of Assembly Committee of Sports or the Senate Committee of Sports. They paid a visit to them. And in that visit, the NFF president, Ibrahim Guzo, actually made that statement. And I can quote him because I have the press statement here in front of me. He says, "We are currently in discussion with Dangote Group, BUA, MTN, Baba Ijebu, and others on the payment of a foreign coach. Though Eguavoyen is doing well, but if we must engage a coach, we must make sure that the issue of payment is sorted out." And he goes on, but that was the key statement he made. He said, he talked about the NFF always being embarrassed with payments. Now, you don't have money to pay a foreign coach. You keep getting embarrassed with payments, but you keep going for one. No, you have no money to pay that foreign coach. I don't think it's a rumor. He actually made that statement in front of the House Committee on Sports. That will mean that...
You know that in Nigeria today, people are suing. Even if he said it, since I don't have a video and a soundbite, that's why I'm using the word rumor, allegedly, so that I don't have to I don't want to waste my time going to court for things that doesn't matter. When I want to go to court, you will know.
Fair enough. So, what I'm saying is this now. The moment we qualify for the AFCON on the 18th of November, when we play Rwanda in Uyo, the next thing from the NFF will be Osimhen Eguavoyen. You can focus on the Chan team, the home-based team, because we play against Ghana next month. Focus on the home-based team. You're going to get a foreign coach that will handle the World Cup qualifiers. I told you this first. We're just waiting for the AFCON qualifiers to be over. That's what we will do. Well,
I can say, yeah, whether it is a Eguavoyen or it's a foreign coach, whoever they bring in, we're not going to go to the World Cup. That one, those things that we used to do to qualify for 2002 World Cup, where we bribe people, bribe referee, pay Ghana to win match. Tosin and me talk here. We will do it this time and it will not work. So let's not even deceive ourselves, because we've already...
Like you're ready to go to court now. Are you ready for court now?
This one, I'm ready for this one. I'm ready for this one because I've not accused anybody by name. So who wants to me? Okay, you need to tell me who wants to me. So having said that, anybody who is sitting where they are and thinking, "Oh, my children are calling me now," and that's a very crazy one, because it's a panic button when they press that button.
Okay, I just found the quote. Guzo said, "Payment has been a big issue of embarrassment to Nigeria, and we're in discussion with sponsors to help take care of payments." That's what he said in that meeting.
Good. Thank God you have found the quote. So why? Because my problem, we've been through this road before with Amodu Shwaibu, where a man qualifies for a tournament, and then all of a sudden they say it's not good enough. He cannot stand, the way they put it that time, they'll say he cannot stand shoulder to shoulder with all other Oyibo coaches. The neo-colonialism mentality started. Now, Eguavoyen is good enough to qualify you for the Nations Cup. But then eventually, because the World Cup that we're thinking we're going to qualify for, we're most likely not going to qualify. We are the least of all the possible qualifiers in that position. We most likely will not qualify. And then you now bring a foreign coach that destabilizes the team, and we go through this second game. Why not leave Eguavoyen? Whatever happens, he grows with the team. There is not a problem. But hey, we can't stay on that. We can't stay on that forever. We still have other things to talk about as the time is running out. And one of the major question again that someone threw at us that we should discuss was the case of Ruud van Nistelrooy. Ruud van Nistelrooy is the first coach in history that I have seen that is begging for a job. Like, he has every press conference, everything he has said is, "I beg now, if you not give me this job, I go happy." Like, his life depends on it. Every turn, every opportunity he's had, he's used it to try to beg, like he cannot get any job anywhere. Okay? But we know that Ruben Amorim have his 8-man, wise man team that he's been working with since, and he comes in. There's going to be a case of, what do we need Ruud van Nistelrooy for? It's not our man. It's not our guy. He doesn't speak our language. It's not the guy we need. What should be done with Ruud van Nistelrooy? Why do I keep rubbing my person? What should be done with Ruud van Nistelrooy? I'm going to start with you, China, before I go to Bobby. Do away with him, flush him out, Or keep
If
it?
Ruben comes with his own backroom staff, then they don't need Ruud. Ruud will be dropped. Probably, well, if they want to compensate him, they could send him to the youth team, to the reserve team. But I think Ruud will be dropped and he'll probably go back to his country and get a new job. But that would be total disservice to him. But of course, if the new coach comes with his team, he has no space for Ruud and Nistelrooy. So he has to be dropped. No sentiment.
Bobby.
Yeah, I think Ruud should be flushed down the toilets. To be honest,
Wow.
there's no space for him. No disrespect, he's a legend, but
150 goals flushed to the toilet.
Yeah. That's as a player, not as a manager. To me, his
three
presence
games
there,
played, no lose.
It doesn't mean anything. We've seen it before. It happened. Ole in his first 13 games had 10 wins.
Were you born in a military barrack?
No. I wasn't born, but my dad was a rugged man, or is a rugged man. So it's yes, he even the way he talks, he calls the players lads, which means the players are his friends. When players are your friends, that they are going to undermine that respect is not there. It's just like Ole and the players, calling them lads. He allows them to go and express themselves free. No. He will be more like a buffer. Let's say he stays. He will be like a buffer in between Amorim and the players, which means there will be certain things, discussions, certain relationships you have with the players, which he will be relating to Amorim. That undermines Amorim. His presence will undermine Amorim alone, and that will cause division because you will have the Ruud faction and the Amorim faction. Once you have factions, you have lost the dressing room. Once you lose the dressing room, people will start talking about Amorim. Before you know it, he's gone, he's sacked, and Ruud comes in as an interim, maybe as the manager. So there's no place for him. I want all the old people, Ruud, Ten Hag, the goalkeeper coach, the set piece coach, all of them should go. Everyone should go. It's a clean slate. Let's start afresh. I don't want to hear there's this person from that one. He knows the players. Man, fuck all that crap. We don't need all those kind of nonsense. We don't need those kind of nonsense because even recently, even like after this last game with Pauk, and even before the game, you heard players saying, we like Ruud. We would like Ruud to stay. We like his relationship. We like the way he is like an inspiration to us. That alone is a red flag. When these players are saying they like this coach, it's a red flag. Get him out.
As a matter of fact, I've heard that from Andre Onana and a few other people, and I'm like, okay, you know that they fired another coach anyway. You're saying this, and you know that they will listen to all this interview. But hey, it is what it is. Let me come to you, China. All of a sudden, you're hearing a section of Arsenal fans saying, Arteta out. And you look at the injuries. Arsenal have got 18 points in the league. They're still in the FA Cup. They're still in the Carabao Cup, in the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. The Man City are already out. They've lost only one game in the Champions League. With Arteta, they've qualified for the Champions League back-to-back. They came second twice in the league against a Manchester City, Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. Do you think that the Arsenal fans are becoming overbearing or, ungrateful, or they are in a place where it is okay if they see Arteta out, based on what Arteta have done in his 4 to 5 seasons now?
Fans will always say things like that. Fans have fickle minds. Fans forget easily. And for a fan on a football, you are as good as your last game. It's simple. In Arteta's first 2 years, they're all about Arteta out. His first year, all about Arteta out. Now, in the last season, after he had a good title challenge, it seemed like Arteta was the real deal. And most Arsenal fans thought, as usual, this is our year. Now, 10 games on, it's looking like this is no longer their year, and their year might just be next year. And he has to be back to status quo, Arteta out. Fans are like that. I don't think...
No, 20 games into the league last season, 20 games into the league, Liverpool were 10 points ahead of Arsenal. 38 games gone by, Liverpool were 7 points behind Arsenal.
I agree.
But 10 games in the season, and all of a sudden, Arteta out. I mean, if you consider the injuries that they've suffered, yes, they didn't do too well in the transfer, but between you and me, we all know that the coach is really not the mastermind of transfers. That's something that a lot of people in football don't know. You can say, I want this, I want this, I want that, but the club will check their pulses, check their balance and say, okay, we can give you these ones, we can give you these ones. And then you make do with what you have. The injuries that they've had, and they are still up there among those who are contending for the title. Right now, you cannot say Arsenal is out of the title race. And the fans already saying the coach should go out. This guy is not really, it's not really ridiculous. This is not the time you support your manager and say, look, we've had injuries, we've had red card, we've had this, that.
I don't get it. I think fans should stand by their coach. It's not like Arsenal is 17th on the table or 10th on the table. I mean, I think they're 5th, but they're still within touching distance of the title or first position, and it's still match the 10 for crying out loud. There are still how many matches to play? 28 matches to play. So I don't think it's over for Arsenal. It's not over for any club in the top 6. It's really not. But that's what fans do. They're not patient, most of them, and they're sending Arteta out. If Arteta wins the next 5 games now and go back to maybe 2nd or 1st on the table, Arteta becomes a hero once again. That's what fans do. I don't understand it.
That's true anyway. There is about 84 points to fight for in the Premier League, and I hope that they get them. But I want to ask Bobby this as we're about to leave, round up. Bobby, where would Manchester United end this season? You said last season that at the beginning of this season that Man United will finish above Liverpool. That when Man United rises, like the guy in Equatorial Guinea's walking tools boss, Liverpool comes down. But right now, it's like the two boss, the joystick is not rising. Man United are down. Where would they finish at the end of the season?
It's a tricky one.
Yeah.
Amorim coming. I'm not expecting too much for him in the league, but I will expect him to make the top 5, top 6. So I'll say United will be in the top 5. When I said in the top 5 means maybe in the top 4, but top 5, within the top 5 can be anywhere in the top 5.
So you're not going to be disappointed if they don't play in the Champions League next season?
No, see, that is in the league. They will end in the top 5, but I think United will win the Europa League. So I think we'll be in the Champions League next season.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, come on. Yeah.
That's asking for too much. Win the Europa with this squad?
Yeah. Yeah, this squad needs some tweaks. The Europa it's not like the Europa has exceptional teams. There are no exceptional teams in the Europa League. And Amorim is good. He's a good cup manager too. He's won 3 cups consecutively. So he knows how to maneuver a cup competition. And it's not like a league that is week in, week out. There are breaks. So I think our best chance to the Champions League would be the Europa League.
Well, Bobby believes that Manchester United will win the Europa. There's still Real Sociedad in this competition. There is FC Porto. There is Lazio. There is Lyon. Hoffenheim. I'm not calling all the club, but I'm calling the possible teams that can give them problem. I don't want to put Jose Mourinho and his Fenerbahce team. I don't think they're good enough.
Is there too.
There is Galatasaray. I'm coming to that. There's AZ Alkmaar. There is Ajax, AS Roma, Rangers, Olympiacos, Perez, Nice are not too fantastic. Athletic Bilbao. The reason why I'm picking out the Spanish team is that this is their competition. And then there is the not so good shitty club, Tottenham Hotspur, in the mix. I don't think that Eintracht Frankfurt is also still there. I don't think I want to give it to Manchester United, but whatever it is, we will see at the end of the season. Guys, thank you very much for being part of the show once again today. Let's do this again on Monday. But as we go, let me say to you who's watching right now, whatever time you're watching, please do to subscribe to this channel and recommend it to your friends, as well as drop a comment for us and tell us one special topic you want us to talk about on the Monday show. God bless you and have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.
Peace.